Hello and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 1st of November for the Sun or the Ascendant. Now, as ever, I'm going to give the major strands of this week before diving deep into each of the Zodiac signs. So please stay with me. Of course, this is a new month and it begins with the Sun in an electric opposition to Uranus. The Sun is in Scorpio, which is a fixed sign, and so is Uranus in Taurus. So there's a polarity there. But Uranus is about change and fixed signs is about continuity. So when it comes to shared resources, Scorpio, everyday money, Taurus, spending decisions, or close devotional relationships, alliances, where we're most invested, there could be the need to make some changes. But also this week we're seeing a new moon in Scorpio, and because of the energy of Uranus, it's a fine time to think outside the box and be more innovative in our approach. But if something is very rigid or we're resisting something in our lives, perhaps because we are a little bit fearful of change, then there could be a tension that builds up over the next 3 or 4 weeks of this new moon. But also at the very start of this week, Mercury and Jupiter continue to forge an awesome alliance. So if there is something you need to talk about around a business situation, that can be very helpful. Now, later in the week, there is some big action too, because Mercury dives deep into the sign of Scorpio on Friday. In fact, on Wednesday, it comes out of shadow, really bringing to the end the retrograde period in the sign of Libra. But once it goes into Scorpio, it's not so much what people are saying, it's what they really mean. And Mercury in Scorpio helps us to decipher what's not obvious. But also Venus moves on the same day into a long duration in the sign of Capricorn. Now, ordinarily, Venus takes around 28 days to pass through each zodiac sign. But it's going to be in Capricorn through to the 6th of March. So this is a really extensive transit. Now, Venus in Capricorn can make us think very seriously about our responsibilities in relationships, but it also suggests in a professional context that if we can build up alliances based on goodwill and diplomacy, that can be a very good thing to go for. But almost immediately at the end of this week, Mars and Saturn are in a rather chaffing right angle. So even if we are talking with some urgency about a financial or a relationship matter, Saturn in the sector of the future, in this particular situation, that could see us limited in some way around some of our choices, or that's how it can feel. So please stay with me for your deep dive video. But remember, if you'd like to get your free daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, please see the subscription link beneath this video. Also, if you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. And if you want to get your year 22 personal forecast, if you order it now, you can get the rest of this year free, plus a character analysis and 30% off. Thank you so much. Hello Pisces, and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 1st of November. This week sees a wonderful new moon in your sector of exploration. But that exploration could come about in quite dazzling ways over the next 4 weeks, because some spontaneous invitations can arrive on your doorstep, giving you the chance to head off, perhaps unexpectedly. You could also find yourself making some decisions around a mode of transport or where you live. There can be some surprise communications which can highlight this period too. But this week also sees Mercury end a very long transit through a deep and quite mystical part of your situation. But if you've been waiting for news on a property or financial transaction, it may have seemed to have dragged its feet really quite badly. So Mercury moving into the sign of Scorpio can be a breakthrough point. Now, your co-ruler of Jupiter also starts this week in a lovely angle with Mercury. So you can kind of get to a point of understanding about something you've been thinking very intently about, exploring, investigating for some weeks, and then Mercury shifts. You also have that new moon. The energy of Uranus brings that electricity to play, but there is, as this week draws to a close, the transit of Venus into the most sociable part of your situation. And from now through to March the 6th, some really wonderful things can happen as far as your social life is concerned. Now, friendships and groups, particularly if you're traveling with a group of people, even if it's people you don't know very well, some new alliances can be forged, which can be really very good. It is true to say that Mars, in that exploratory zone as well, is hemmed in a little bit as this week draws to a close by Saturn. So if there is a more sensitive issue that does come up, the best way to deal with that is not to put too much energy into it, because it will be quite self-defeating. If someone has a little bit of an outburst or expresses an opinion, you don't agree with it, it doesn't resonate with your view of the situation, as much as you may want to react, you may want to defend yourself, it may be better just to let it go, because the theme at this time is liberation, being freer from some of the quite heavy energies which have been so dominant over the last month or so.